Hi there, everyone. This is Munir again. Welcome to the second episode of the METHODROOM podcast by AEONMETIZ. This podcast is more of an in depth conversation and also a breakdown series where we will mostly focus on the process, the judgments, what certain trade offs were, and not just the superficial trends and tips and tricks that you normally see on a day to day basis. We will actually break down why certain decisions were made, what was considered at the time of that decision making, what was rejected, and in the end, what actually worked for a certain project. So, if you want to understand how to build a brand when real stakes are involved, this is where the work is shown. Today, I thought we will take a step back and sort of see in detail what it is that AEONMETIZ does on a day to day basis. Now, I know I've done this a couple of months before on another video, but this is mostly for the new viewers who might come across this podcast in their feeds. And it is also to sort of refresh the memories of the people who have also seen this before as well. AEONMETIZ is basically a story-driven content development, media production, and branding agency. We're headquartered in Sharjah in the United Arab Emirates, and we sort of cater to clients all across the UAE. So whether you're in Ajman, whether you're in Abu Dhabi, Al Ain, it doesn't matter. If you need help with content, with your media, or with your branding, we can help. There are three things that AEONMETIZ as a business focuses on. The first one is basically brand strategy and narrative development. The second one is leadership and brand visibility. And the last one is basically helping you build up your brand assets. Now, in terms of brand strategy and narrative development, we basically help you with your positioning, we help you with your narratives, we help build up the framework, we help initially build up your brand voice guidelines, how to establish a little bit more consistent tone across all your profiles. We help you with your audience mapping, and we also put in place a good communication strategy. The second one is basically leadership and brand visibility. So in this, we basically help you with your content planning, your brand visibility roadmaps, your leadership development, your personal branding strategies, and we actually help you with developing your video content in case you need photography to sort of set up your business. We can help you with that. We can help you with written content material that is usable for all your social profiles, your website as well. And we can also sort of help you set up a podcast, and if that is what you're looking for, or if we think that is what is needed for you to move on to the next stage as well in terms of visibility. The third one is basically helping you build up your brand assets. Now, in most cases, there are certain assets which will last you for the entire duration of your brand. As long as your brand is active, these assets basically stay the same, and unless you do a complete brand refresh, they are used in every single scenario. So we can help you sort of build that up as well. So everything that's included is basically your web development. Now, yes, your website, you can definitely modify it, but if it's a logo, if it's your colors, if it's your topography, now those are the things that can usually last the entire duration of a brand. Now, we can even do the corporate and brand films that are sort of built to promote you and sort of built on the story that you're trying to tell to your prospective clients. So we do employer branding assets, and we do help build frameworks for your campaigns. Like maybe you want to run an ad. So let's build up sort of like a visual framework that is consistent all across the board. And we definitely help you build up brand guidelines that you can use at any point. And even if we are not there working with you, you can basically send those brand guidelines to the next set of people who are helping you with your marketing, and it makes it easier for them to understand what the brand is about, and it sort of lessens the amount of headache. So that in short is basically what all AEONMETIZ does on a day-to-day basis. And yes, we'll just quickly go through the website so you can sort of like see the different types of work that we do and get an idea for the quality of stuff that we give to our clients. So yeah, this is our website. This is currently being redeveloped because we felt that there were a few things that were missing and could be improved upon. So hopefully in the next let's say around 10 to 15 days, you'll see a new version of the website that's being put up. So again, yes, we are a team of photographers, videographers, and sort of like brand strategists, and we love telling stories. And that is one thing that we really wanted to focus on for AEONMETIZ. We didn't want to sort of like tell every time that we tell stories. I mean, everyone tells stories, right? But the thing is, you need to actually build up that narrative that is crucial and sort of helps you push your business. um, and like I said before, it should, the narrative should help push your business to the people who need to see you. Because if the people who need to see you don't see it, then the narrative that you built basically hasn't done its job. So that's where we sort of like to focus our efforts on. And again, we've done personal branding stuff for life coaches. We've done content development for special needs children, and for restaurants, for industrial type businesses like glass manufacturers, even for people or businesses who supply industrial equipment, and a lot more. And yes, we have a good section of people who have really loved our work, and we're just happy to be work, to get some good feedback from all of them. Now, yes, we have been here for quite a while, and this is actually one of the things that we were very happy with, that for one of our clients, we managed to improve their visibility so well that their sort of like social media profile was such a different version to when before we took charge of their account, and they were quite happy with our stuff as well. We have quite a bit of clients in every single section. We have in you can see the website is actually being updated because the logos have gone missing now. And like I said, we have a whole slew of clients. We have sort of like case studies that are built up. So if you want to get to know a little bit more about each of this stuff that we've done, you can basically go into our case studies where we sort of mention what it is that we have done for them, and what was their requirement, what was the challenge, and what was the end result for that. So if you can have a look at the case studies, that would be great. It gives you an idea. Now in the gallery, we just wanted to, at the initial time, we just sort of wanted to showcase all the work that we've done in terms of photography. I think the website's having a little bit of an issue because everything is happening at the back, but yeah, here it is. So yes, we have done photography for restaurants, we have done lifestyles, portraits, headshots, location documentation, which is quite a bit of our the projects that we do. Like if you're building up a new home, a new restaurant, a new hotel, we can help you sort of like get good images that you can use on your socials. Again, headshots and portraits. We've done product photography for e-commerce, and a whole lot of other things. So this is basically what all that we do, and I hope you've gotten an idea about what it is that we do. I'll show you one more case study, so so that you can see it's not just the content development, it is actually building up the strategy, because this was one of the challenges that we had with updating the profile, and we were really happy to sort of ensure that this client basically was really proud of her profile when we were done with it. So again, it was a project that sort of we had to sort of approach it in a different way, because the market is very saturated in the coaching section, and we sort of had to see like what it is that we can do to sort of help her gain her visibility, gain a little bit more followers, and sort of like get a good engagement from like improving her profile. And the best thing that happened was basically this basically shows the graph before we took over and after we took over. And here you can see at the end is a peak which we sort of expected but did not expect as well. But irrespective of that, she was able to get inquiries as well, business inquiries from her LinkedIn profile. And like I said, we were quite happy with that. Now, now that you've seen sort of what it is that we do and a little bit of breakdown of our services, let me explain about what's been happening since the last 2 months. So, in the beginning of Jan, we were in discussions with around 5 clients, and out of that, we managed to close two, and the rest of the three, we've actually cancelled it from our side. Now, the two that we confirmed, those are monthly retainers, and we it was a good thing to actually get them on board, because in the case of one client, we're basically helping him with his entire marketing. So basically taking care of his entire visual collateral that basically he sends out to clients and everything, and sort of like making sure everything at the back end looks nice and neat and tidy and professional as well. So that's one. The other one is basically as a consultation for an e-commerce website. So we look at how it's presented to make sure the UI UX is looking nice, it operates nice, the functionality is all built in. So we sort of act behind the scenes just as a consultant, because the founders, they needed someone with a little bit of technical knowledge to sort of help them review what their other team was doing. So we just drop in and we sort of like check in like every week just to make sure that everything is running smoothly. So those are the two that are currently active. Now the three that sort of went down, we basically canceled it from our side. There were two which were really active. We sent them proposals. We sent two proposals. We had a detailed sit down with them, and towards the beginning of Jan, or the first week of Jan, despite emails, calls, and WhatsApp messages, there was no response. So I'm guessing they went with someone else. I mean, no harm, no foul, but it would have been good to tell us that, sorry, you guys are expensive, cheap, or maybe we were not the right fit. And we're absolutely okay with that, because this is business at the end of the day. But it would have been nice to sort of get a feedback from them, which we didn't, but that's the nature of the beast, so to say. And the the third one, we basically, again, we canceled it because the client basically came up and said, we had given them an earlier price, maybe around 2 years back, and we sort of increased it by 15%, because everything is getting expensive. The UAE is expensive, so we can't just keep the same prices for 3 years and sort of not increase our pricing to sort of cover our costs. And if we had given him the price that we gave him 3 years back, it just wouldn't have covered our cost. It was just not practically feasible, so we had to let him go. And it's not easy to let people go. I know most people will say, why don't you just do it? Why don't you just get it done by someone else cheaper? It just doesn't make any sense, because it affects the brand name of AEONMETIZ, and we are positioning ourselves into a certain bracket, and we know we can come up with work that sort of matches anything that anyone might ever need in that bracket. So that's what we're focusing on, and we're hoping to get more clients that way. Now, whether it's an outdated process of thinking, I'm not sure. But like I said, since I started this business in 2024, it's been a learning process, and every single day is a learning process for me. So I do like the challenge of it. I do like how it's going, and I'm looking forward to meeting new clients, new prospects, going again through the entire, the process of sending codes, getting rejected, getting approvals, and the whole thing. It is still an enjoyable process. Now, it might not be for everyone, but yes, I am enjoying it quite thoroughly. With that, I would like to end this podcast for this month of February 2026. And I'm hoping you got a little bit more clearer idea of what it is that we do and how we sort of help businesses. I will link all the other details of the website or of our other videos as well in the description below, so you guys can have a look and sort of get an idea, because I do want to add a little bit more behind the scenes videos or the actual discussion with the client as well, and sort of like put it onto the channel, so you guys can get a better idea of how we interact with our clients. And hopefully you as a business owner who might see this video after having gone through this video will feel like that Aeon Metas is a team that you can definitely trust to get your work done. So again, yes, this is the end of the podcast, and I will see you guys on the next one.